for a while, I was running this show called The Determined Society. It was based on determination and discipline, staying in your process and staying in your standard. I didn't look like it.
How old do people have to get before they realize, wait a minute, maybe if I take radical responsibility for myself, every facet of my life will improve? You can't get better in any area of your life from a place of shame or hatred. And I believe that you cannot be cruel to your body and be in alignment. I had decided mid-2025 that I was done being overweight. I was done perpetuating a message that wasn't aligned with my belief system. I was like drinking and eating, and I was doing well. I mean, on the outside, to people looking in, they'd be like, oh, well, she's gained weight, but she's rocking it.
Yeah.
And for the most part, you know, like I was okay with it. But when you're looking in the mirror and you're like, I can't go out in the world and tell someone this empowering message when I'm not even applying it to myself, right?
That's it.
And that's when I said to myself, come on, girl, get your shit together.
I love it.
Like, take accountability.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back. I have an amazing guest today, Christy Primmer. I'm going to tell you guys something. She was on my show 4 years ago.
Yeah.
It was February 4th, 2022, when that episode dropped. And that was episode 15 of the Determined Society. And now we're at what? 275 or something like that. It's just crazy.
Oh, gosh.
And the thing that was so funny about that, guys, and we'll probably get into it, it was when I was doing it on Zoom. And do you remember when I started the recording and then you're like, hey, afterwards, you're like, you might want to just like
intro me?
Yeah. Intro.
Or your show.
Yeah. I was like, so I had it going. I was like, I just hit record and then I'm waiting and I'm sitting there and you're like, yeah, you might want to wait. So she's the one that helped me with that because I had no idea what I was doing. But Christy Primmer is an amazing human being. She's hosted a TV show called Women Who Lead. She's on her 6th season. And now it's prime time to shine, baby.
Yes,
welcome
indeed.
to the show.
Thank you, Shawn. You know, I'm so grateful to be here, of course. And I love humble beginnings. And we were talking just a bit earlier about how just do it, right? People wait till it's got to be perfect. And wow, 4 years ago.
It's crazy.
A lot's happened.
we just celebrated 5 years.
Bravo.
5 years. And you know, it's funny because the first year, and we talk about start slow or just start. So if that was done in 2022, my first episode ever dropped on February 21st of 2021. So that means in a year,
yeah,
I did 14 episodes.
Wow.
I mean, think about that, right? And now we do 2 a week.
Yeah.
And so, you know, you're not always going to start off on the cadence that you want to, or like you said, with your TV show, you didn't even have the proper chairs yet.
No.
I mean, I didn't know what I was doing, but you know, here we are 4 years later, and it's just so nice to reconnect with you because, you know, we hadn't connected in so long. And I was like, no, I probably need to reconnect with Christy because it's been so long. And I'm just so excited to have you here. I'm equally as grateful because for me, this is a part of history.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was like, when I had no idea what I was doing, I mean, I probably still don't know what I'm doing, but
I think you figured it out.
I mean, at least I can hide it better, right?
Yeah.
But man, what an honor to have you back as a repeat offender.
Yeah.
4 years later. What's new?
Oh man, you know, there's so much going on. I've actually shifted doing more television. So like you said, season 6, we actually just wrapped. And just my book sales are doing better than they had been. And I'm actually putting myself out there more. I realized that I was just dabbling. So I was putting myself out there, pursuing my dreams, and I could say it.
Yeah.
But I actually was afraid of being really seen.
Yeah.
You know?
It's funny because when I look back, right, I mean, maybe even a year ago or 2 years ago, 3 years ago, I was like, I always thought that I was doing enough. Like I am doing what I need to do, but and that could be true. Yeah. Right. For the amount of knowledge that you have at that time. Now I look at it and like, now I know the back end. Now I know I'm starting to learn every day. And I tell Dan about this all the time is like, I feel like I'm playing chess finally.
Yeah.
You know, because now I know the back end. Now I know what works. Now I know what everybody's doing. And so now we're building to a point where we can do that too. And then we're on a level playing field. Right. But you just never know.
Yeah.
You know, to your point, you were dabbling, but then you probably thought like, yeah, I'm all in.
Yeah.
But now you know more, you know?
Yeah.
So, I think for me, what's hard is when I look at those moments, I go, man, I initially start to shame myself. Like, you weren't doing enough. How do you work through that?
Well, shame has been a big perpetrator in my life.
Yeah.
I was a trauma counselor for 23 and a half years and still active in the mental health space. But I work through it by facing it head on. And I like to really tap into my self-awareness. So one of the things, I was actually just talking about this with my husband, I really ask myself, am I thinking this, or is this something I think I still need to be carrying around with me? Like, have I actually learned my lesson, released it, forgiven myself or whoever, and let it go? Or am I still needing to carry it around? And 98% of the time, the answer is let it go. Like, shame is such a heavy burden that we all carry, especially when we have big visions and big callings on our lives, So I work through it by facing it, and I try to normalize it. You know?
I love that. We're talking about shame, and that's been a big part of my life too. Right. Because anytime I would try to get in shape, I'd use shame.
Yeah.
And that's hatred towards oneself, right? It never works because you're not operating at a place of love. But I recently had a good buddy of mine, Alex Boylan, on the show. He had a college tour on Amazon, like season 17 or something crazy like that. And he had wrote a book called The Miles That Make You. And on the back of it, it talked about the backpack. Like what you put in your backpack and carry around doesn't define you, but it tells a story. And so then one of my buddies, my business partner, Pat, goes, well, I read it as, because I got emotional. I looked at all my past, trauma, I guess, if you want to call it, or, internal injuries, whatever it was. And I go, that's the heavy stuff that I don't need to carry anymore. But like, as you go through life, it's also people place things in your backpack as well that can get very heavy. And so when you mentioned that you're doing the self-audit, through self-awareness, like, okay, well, do I still need to be carrying this weight?
Yeah.
That is such a helpful exercise. Yeah. When did you start doing that?
Well, periodically for probably the last 20 plus years, but intentionally, very much so the last year. I had decided mid 2025 that I was done being overweight. I was done working with certain brands. I was done perpetuating a message that wasn't aligned with my belief system. Yes, I lost a lot of money and opportunities, but I believe that what's meant for me will never actually miss me. Which took a long time to really digest and believe that too. But it's like, we got one go at this. And I don't want to be waking up every day angry at myself or not in the shape I want to be in or have the stamina or the energy. And I made that decision like really intentionally, probably almost half a year ago. And this year has been kicking off.
Come on now.
Like powerhouse.
Just kicking
mode.
Ass, dude. I love it. It's prime time to shine. That's what you say.
Damn right.
Damn right it is. It's funny because you said the word intentionally, because I asked you a very specific question. How long have you been doing? I want the audience to really think about this. When I say it and repeat it, please stop what you're doing and really go inward. She said, I've been doing it on and off for about 20 years, but intentionally the last however long, like last year, right? There's a difference between doing something, guys, and doing something intentionally. What are some of the differences that you know about yourself when you know you're actually in intention?
Well, not to play off your show, but my determination, my focus.
Play off it all you want. Just
my
do it.
Self-discipline. It's so easy to say, oh, we're going to do X, Y, Z. But when we don't have the intention and the true focus behind it, we allow excuses. We start hanging out with people we shouldn't be hanging out with. We're doing things we shouldn't be doing. We're not staying in a routine that's actually going to allow us to win. And so I look at all of those things and dissect it. I'm very, very analytical of many things in life. Ask my husband. But I'm very analytical and to a fault critical of myself. Yeah.
The critical aspect I could really relate to.
Yeah.
I mean, and
it's heavy a lot of the time.
It's hard, right? Because like, especially if I screw up at home, like, and I get impatient with, my wife or my kids, like I'll internalize it. I'll be very critical of myself. But then what I realize is it doesn't help me move forward. What I need to do in the moment is like, you know what? I was wrong. I made a mistake. Do you forgive me? And I think those are powerful moments. But dude, like the journey is so different for everybody, but when we were talking about intentionality, for me, like I look back and I thought I was doing all the things.
Yeah.
And I thought I was ready. And no, I wasn't, because I wasn't intentional with me. And I had a similar, this flies like all around me. Do you see that thing? It's going crazy.
That's what we say.
All right, cool. Well, yeah, they puke on you though. So I've been thrown up on like
geez.
7. Yeah. Like, well, the ones in America do. I don't know about Canada.
No,
but
they definitely do in Canada.
Okay, cool. All right. Awesome. But the thing of the matter is that, at the end of 2024, I had the same realization, the audience is probably tired of me hearing about it, but it's a story. And like the more and more I tell it,
repetition
it's like
works
1000%, right? Because every time they hear it, they might pick up something different.
That's right.
But there was a moment where, and I just couldn't, it was hard for me to get off the couch unless I was recording. So if I wasn't recording, I was laying down on the couch in a blanket.
Yeah.
Watching TV, being depressed. Yeah. I was unhappy with me, right? I was like, I thought it was, I'm not doing well in revenue. I don't have any investors. I can't get anybody to invest in the show. Nobody gets it. Yeah. It wasn't that. Nobody got me. And that was on me. That was my fault.
That's when the mirror comes out.
Oh my God, that mirror, like that thing scared the shit out of me, right? Yeah. So I remember one day sitting in a room and my good friend Jeff Delaney was there. And I said, I couldn't even look at him. And ended up, starts talking to me and I was like, hey dude, I need your help. I was like, I can't get out of my own way. At that point I was 228 to 230 pounds. Very, very heavy for 5'11", right? And I made a decision that I was going to go to him, and I was going to go to his weight loss clinic. I was going to be consistent with my hormone therapy for his other clinic. He's like, okay, listen, this is what I want you to do. I want you to go have a good time for Thanksgiving. Yeah. But when you come back, get a hold of me. And if you're serious, let's do it. Let's roll. Yeah. So, fast forward to however long it is now, 182, much leaner, great shape. But the thing that helped me was being intentional with what I eat, planning my day. Yeah. And coming from it out of a place of love and respect for myself instead of shaming myself. It gave it this ability to become a lifestyle, and I have sustainability with it now because I'm not constantly worrying about, is this working or what not? Yeah. Because what I do know is I speak better. My show's gotten better. We have revenue. We have investors. Like we have everything now since I did that. Yeah. And so what that tells me is the one thing that bothered me the most was the one thing holding me back.
Oh, it's always true.
Yeah. Yeah.
Gosh, I relate to that so much. Yeah. You just said something about you can't get better in any area, I believe, in any area of your life from a place of shame or hatred. And I believe that you cannot be cruel to your body and be in alignment. And that was a hard lesson I had to look at because my husband loves me all sizes. When he met me, I was like 130 pounds. Yeah. I'm not that now.
Right, right.
And that's not my goal. But my goal is, yes, to shed weight, release weight, but to be healthier for longevity. But my husband's always worshiped me as a woman, like my body, and always complimented me. And I had to say to him, that's great, but please you don't have to love me the wrong way. Like, please hold me accountable. Wow. Like, not because you don't love me, but because you do.
See, that's big. That's big. Shout out to Anthony, man. That's pretty big.
And, he probably didn't know what to say because no husband's like, well, yeah, you've gained weight, but it wasn't the weight. It was, I'd been through a lot of things. My business really took a hit, like just stuff that happened. I lost my dad, but just stuff with our son. And I was like drinking and eating to cope. And I was doing well. I mean, on the outside, to people looking in, they'd be like, oh, well, she's gained weight, but she's rocking it. Yeah. And for the most part, like I was okay with it. But when you're looking in the mirror and you're looking at yourself and you're like, I can't go out in the world and tell someone this empowering message when I'm not even applying it to myself. Right? Bingo.
That's it. Hey guys, we're going to take a quick break and we're going to slide into our recovery segment brought to you by Therabody. What an amazing technology that Therabody has. And it was founded on a really cool story by Dr. Jason Wersland. It was founded on pain. He got into an accident and had this extreme pain in his arm and found that percussive therapy really helped. So he created the very first version of the Theragun with a Makita drill just to pilot and test to see if his pain could be relieved by percussive therapy overall. And surely it was. So now birth to the Theragun and now Therabody, who has a multitude of products to help you recover emotionally and physically. And some of the products even help with stress, meditation, and better sleep, and just overall better wellness. And when I had Dr. J on the show earlier in 2025, it really spoke to me because his platform was founded out of physical pain, and the Determined Society was founded out of emotional pain. And so it felt natural for us to partner up. So here we are, an official partnership with Therabody. And I want to talk to you about some of the products today that I've been enjoying that I think you need to understand and know more about so you could potentially implement them into your life. And I'm not going to get into a big deep dive of the actual science and everything like that. I'm just going to give you some anecdotal information based on the products that I'm using and that my wife is actually using too, that is helping us out a great deal at home. Because the great thing about these products, guys, is you can use them anywhere. You can use them in the gym. You can use them at home, in your bed, in your living room. Hell, you can even drive with the Theragun Pro Plus in your car and use it on your quads, use it on your arms, whatever that is. The first thing I want to talk about is the Theragun Pro Plus. I bring that in my gym bag every day to the gym. And when I'm warming up, I use it to warm up. I put it on my arms, whatever body part I'm using that day, I activate those muscles. And what I find is I'm able to move my body a lot quicker. And I'm a lot stronger on those days that I do actually bring it and utilize it. I just think it's a great way to understand your body and the connection between your strength and your muscles and being warm and being able to perform. Because it's one thing to go work out, but it's another thing to perform while you're doing it. And the Theragun Pro Plus helps me do that. Another thing that I really, truly enjoy is the Jet Boots Pro Plus. These things are wire-free. There's no hassle. There's no cords. There's infrared LED light. There's that compression therapy. And I've been having bad pains in my ankles, both of them actually, for about a year. And I don't understand where it's coming from. But when I started using the boots religiously after a leg day or after a cardio session, I throw those boots on and I find myself a lot looser afterwards. I find myself lighter. And then the next day, there's no pain in my lower extremity, like my feet. The other thing that I really enjoy is that product really helps me recover a lot quicker. And let's face it, that's the most important thing when we're trying to move our bodies or we're trying to succeed in life is we want quick recovery emotionally and physically. And these products help me do that. And they can help you do that as well. One of the other things that I really want to go into because it's helping my wife out a ton with headaches and being able to distract from the noise in her mind. And honestly, it helps me with that too, is the smart goggles. Whenever we feel a slight headache coming on or things are getting really heavy just in our minds, just thinking about all the stressors, all the things out there that we can't control, we throw the goggles on, get in a quiet place, and there's different cycles on there and different intensities of vibrations and massaging that you can either turn it up or turn it down. And what I really enjoy is it allows me to focus on what's going on with just me. And I think about things, and the massaging with the smart goggles relieves either headaches and it relaxes me and relaxes my wife to a point where we can fall asleep better. We are preparing to kind of downshift and shut down and slow down for the evening. So I heavily recommend them. The other thing it's really good for is just creating a peaceful time in your day. And what I found since using the smart goggles and then the other products is it works for me, it works for my family, and I know it can work for you too. So I want you guys to think about things that you are struggling with. If it's lower back pain or you wake up in the morning, your neck is tight, I'm going to tell you the Theragun Pro Plus will help that out. They have cold therapy on it, hot therapy. I mean, think about that. When I opened that box and realized that I could have heat therapy and cold therapy, and a Theragun changed everything for me. And also really made the thing that I hate doing the most is warm up, made that very easy for me just by applying it to the muscle group that I'm going to use before I do it and in between sets, which promotes quicker recovery between sets. So if you're looking to go high volume or to lift heavy weights, I strongly consider that. All these products are there to help you move along in your day with less pain and recover quicker. So go check it out, because now, like I said, the official partnership has begun. And from now until the end of March, in your first order, you get 15% off your first order, not every order. So if you're going to buy some stuff, load up there in that cart for that first time and you get 15% off. Go to therabody.com, and at checkout, the code is determined. So let me know how you guys like it. Until then, stay determined. For a while, I was running this show called The Determined Society. It was based on determination and discipline, staying in your process and staying in your standard. I didn't look like it.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, my show, right? Like I'm intentional with my show. I'm disciplined and determination in that, but that's only part of my life. That's just what I do. And I wasn't living that. I wasn't the walking billboard for the Determined Society. Am I in now? I believe so.
You are now.
I believe
Absolutely.
so. 1 billion%.
Yeah.
Like, but that took work, right?
Mm-hmm.
And to your point, you can't do it out of shame or self-hatred. That works for about a week or two.
Yeah.
I mean, it really does.
It does.
But how rewarding is it?
It's not.
It's not. It hurts, right? Because you're in this mode where it's just no matter what, it's not good enough.
Mm-hmm.
It's just not good enough. Like, I'm still, 220 pounds. I should be 205 at this point. Right. And once I let that go and just said, all right, well, this meal, I'm going to have this because this is on the plan. I said I would. Yeah. Now I'll mix in some stuff, right?
Yeah. But I love plans because they work.
Yes.
If you work the plan works.
Yeah. Like I had a donut. They had donuts in there. I had a donut, but they said they were more healthier ingredients. I'm like, boom, great. Give me the maple bacon one. But I mean, I know I can do that. Yeah. Right. And it's not going to hurt me because I know what's going to happen the rest of the day. Yeah. I had that. So if that, then this. Yeah. It's like, the next meal is a protein shake. And then the next meal is chicken. And the next meal is whatever. And so my point is when you have that plan, whether it's in your personal life or your business, it doesn't matter, because the one thing that is truth is they all work in unison.
That's right.
You don't have to know. You don't have to know how. You just have to know that whatever I say I'm going to do, I'm going to stick to it. Mm-hmm. And then everything else just starts falling into place. It's weird how that happens, right?
It is. And, I'm walking through that season right now. So I made a commitment. I let myself kind of slack a little through. We got to our house in Florida in October. Mm-hmm. So, I've got a golf cart ride. We're going, we do all these things. And I said to Anthony, I said, I'm going to let myself just kind of like go wild. We eat very clean. Mm-hmm. I didn't gain weight from eating clean. I gained weight from the snacking and too much wine, and not working out enough. Yeah. But I said, I'm going to do this. This is my plan. And then I'm going to do dry January. I'm going to go hardcore at my gym membership, and everything's going to start working out better. And he was like, okay, yeah, babe, I support you. And he does. I'm very blessed that way. So I did all those things, and that accomplishment of keeping my promises to myself, not for anyone, but me. Wow. Like the things happening right now, the opportunities, and I'm not where I want to be, but I'm in the mind frame that's going to get me there. Yeah. And I'm going to just enjoy the, out of this journey, because life is like, when you, I don't know if you get this, but when I do what I say I'm going to do, and I don't like working out all the time. I don't go because I love it all the time.
I despise it.
See? But you do it because it's a means to get you to where you want to be. And when you do those things and you're like, wow, I'm going to bed tonight and I'm so proud of myself. And then the next morning you wake up and you get an email from a brand that never looked at you before. And it wasn't, I don't think for me, it wasn't size or whatever. Energy speaks volumes. Our energy is talking all the time. Our online presence, when we walk into a room, people can feel us, right? And so when we're in denial and not aware of what we're putting out there, but we think, it's all good, that affects everything. Marriages, children, friendships, business, our money. And I don't want my money messed with. I don't know about you.
You've always said that.
Yes, I
You've
like
always
money.
said that. Yeah, no, it's great, right? But it's also one of those things where, oh my gosh, what did you say earlier? You talked about, we were talking about relationships, and you just said marriage. And so I really want to dive into that really quickly, because anytime you try to fix something in business, a relationship, yourself, the first knee-jerk reaction for everybody is like, I hate this about me, or I hate this about my spouse, or I hate this about my business. So I'm going to change it. What I've found is, because I said I needed to come out my transformation from a place of love. So if you are unhappy in your marriage, right? Not you, but the audience I'm looking at, if you're unhappy with yourself, you're unhappy with your business, still choose to love those things and come from it, in a place of empathy and understanding, especially with your significant other.
Absolutely.
Because if you have some issues in a marriage, which every marriage has issues. Oh my God. If someone says oh, my marriage is perfect, you're a fucking liar.
Absolutely.
Get out of my face. You're not even human. No. We all have issues in our relationships, even friendships, even business partnerships. It doesn't matter. No one is the same person. We think of things differently and we see things differently. So it's like, but if I want to fix something in my marriage, I'm going to try to do what I can. And too many people are trying to control that other person or that other entity or variable in their business or whatever it is. And they lose all the time because they haven't held the mirror up.
That's right.
Like, that's all you need.
And one of the things that I do this in my own life, I always joke that Anthony's had custody of me since I was 24, because I've been with him since I was 24 and I'll be 47 this year. So it's a long time. It's a long ass time. So I say that half jokingly because I'm like, if something's wrong with me, blame him.
Damn it, Anthony. It's all your fault, man.
But no, in all reality, what I do is I visualize people how I want them to receive me. So like if there's a person I've had a conflict with, I will visualize that being resolved easily, or I will send them love. And it's not always easy to do. Like some people have really hurt me or deceived me. And I pray about it. I'll try to visualize it. But when it comes to like my marriage, I have an amazing marriage, but it's taken a lot of work. And certain seasons in my marriage haven't always been hunky-dory, Yeah,
and they shouldn't be.
Same with parenting. As your children age, like we only have one child, he's 25, but I mean, we parent differently. So, I mean, there's so many things. And then business, that's a whole other thing. People that, are always late, or they don't do what they say they're going to do, and then you have to navigate that, but you have to do it. What I like to think is with class for yourself first. Yeah. Because it goes back to that energy. Right? You don't want to be upset with something going on in other areas of your life and then pollute your home life. Yeah. Right?
You said something interesting. How I want someone to respond to me or receive me. Or receive me. And that all comes from energy. That all comes from being intentional in the words that you speak, but also having, I already said energy, but having that warm feeling when you're approaching somebody, even if that relationship's bad. Yeah. They can feel it. They can say, oh, okay, Christy isn't coming at me with that energy right now. This is actually okay. Then you find that common ground and things can improve that way.
It's safer.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's, like I said, it's not always easy, but I'm also very mindful of who I associate with. And I mean, believe me, I've learned the hard way. I thought I had people figured out, and then I'm like, oh, I didn't see that coming. Yeah. And sometimes it's like, wow, okay, next. And sometimes it takes some time to really like process it, right? Because I don't want something someone else did to affect my trust issues with other people.
Yeah, because that other person shouldn't pay for that person.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, like, come on.
Yeah.
I always look at too even though that person did something to me, or I'm perceiving it that way, what part did I play?
Exactly. What was your role?
What was my role? And it's crazy because in this business, and when I say this, you're gonna be like, yeah, a lot of that shit happens. Oh,
every minute,
every second. Like, there's a lot of times when people say like, man, that must be great. You're on top of them. First of all, we're not. I'm never done. And the other thing is something is always happening behind the scenes. You're always being undervalued, overlooked, scoffed at, mocked, compared
Group chats about you.
Oh, dude,
I mean,
like,
bring it on.
like crazy stuff, right?
Yeah.
But it's also like, okay, like you said, you know, I have to pay attention to what circle I'm placing myself in or what I'm allowing in. Yeah. And every single time I can go back and I can go, that was my part in it. Like that, you know, that was my part. I should have exited this community in this way instead of just like, dude, I'm just going to roll out.
Yeah.
And you should be able to do that, by the way. You should never be gaslighted for not sticking with someone's community. No. It's like, if someone left my $45 community, cool.
Yeah, it should never be an issue.
It shouldn't be, right? But people take that shit really seriously.
Because they need to heal. They have a lot of work to do. Yeah, we'll say that.
But I just think it's an interesting, you know, this industry, it can be very dirty. You know, whether it's, you know, the podcast, TV, PR, like that whole game, like everything is
the modeling industry that I'm in. Dude, that's insane.
That's insane.
Oh,
I modeled recently.
I saw that.
What the fuck?
Gosh, you look good.
Isn't that crazy?
Oh my God. New York Fashion Week.
I know. We're going to do it again. We're going to do it again in the fall.
I love that.
But like, and it's funny, but my daughters, they want to be in fashion. They want to have their own company. They want to move to Paris. And so I better haul ass. I mean, cause they're, you know, 7 and 9, like my goal by then is to be able to fund it.
Well, and you're showing them through your everyday life that they can achieve their dreams.
Yeah.
So come on, Dad.
I mean, I gotta get on it. Right. But it's such a beautiful experience at the same time, because the more you learn, the more you know. It's like you can navigate things much easier now, right? It's like, there's the problem. I know I can find that solution over here. And then you go get it and then you implement it. And then you're able to grow in ways that you never thought was possible. Like I remember in 2024, we hit 1 million listens.
Wow.
For the first time.
That's amazing.
And it took us until November to do it. And I remember once we hit it, I was like, oh yeah, I did a post, right? It's 1 million.
Yeah.
Because I thought it was a lot.
And now, what do you think?
It's not. Well, even just if you look at like, you know, I mean, again, at that point, I wasn't playing the comparison game.
Yeah.
For us getting to 1 million.
That's huge.
For annually, that was big. You know, and so that was 2024. And I remember once we hit it, I was super excited and I did the post and it was like all that dopamine. Next day I was so freaking depressed because you know why? Because the fun part was the chase.
Yes. The thrill of it.
Once you learn to stay in the chase, celebrate your wins, but stay in that hunt because that's where you're built. And so in 2025, we did close to 9 mil. Wow. This year we're pacing 12.5 to 13 mil.
That's amazing.
There's some shows that do 13 mil a month. And that's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay. You know?
I think too, one thing I want to highlight, everyone I've shared your podcast with, it's the realness of this, you know, and coming from trauma counselor background to going back into the modeling industry and the media industry, and even as an author, there's so many people that are like forgetting what it actually took to get there.
Yeah.
And forgetting that they can shift and change and be proud of every single milestone.
Yeah. You know, I love that. And thank you, because you know, Dan tells me all the time.
Look at this. This is amazing.
Grateful.
Yeah.
Right? Super grateful.
Well, and you're helping people.
I hope so. That's the goal. That's the purpose behind this, right? And I think that's why I've been able to stay kind of where you're at. It's like whenever you share the show with someone listens to it or sits down in that chair for the first time. Yeah. Like your experience today is going to be light years different than it was 4 years ago, right? But it's like when people come and they sit down in that chair for the first time and we have this conversation, they're like, what just happened? Like I've been on that was my favorite thing I've ever done, is because we have the real conversation and we get down to the root of the human experience. Yeah. And that's what is needed. I don't care.
Oh, desperately.
I mean, I don't care what country you live in. We have forgotten to love one another.
I'm only giggling because our country, Canada, really needs a lot of help. So.
Well, walk me through that though, actually. I mean, because that's interesting to me, because from what I know of Canada, it's
beautiful
the exact
country.
It's the exact opposite. Like So, I mean, because I think I think America is beautiful.
I love America.
I love my country, but it's a fucking cesspool right now.
Well, times that by 10 or maybe 100, and that's Canada. I always bite my tongue because I come from a military family background, and I'm a proud Floridian for 6 to 7 months of a year.
Yeah. You're a snowbird. That's what you are.
Yeah, I'm a snowbird.
Yeah.
And for 16 years, I've been coming to Florida, and our country in Canada, I live in Ontario, but it's just gone to the shambles. I mean, it's hard to explain, but the racism is at an all-time high. I'm not even kidding. I live like 3 hours west of Toronto, and it's insane. Stabbings every day, shootings every day. And this is like stuff that never happened. Like we just had our massive school shooting out in British Columbia, the first school shooting in 40 years. And people are still saying that everything's going tickety-boo and that, things don't need tweaking. I'm like, no, we have a problem. We have a problem.
It's funny, not funny, but what to me is comical is that we don't get that stuff here. We don't hear the news in Canada, really, right? We hear what the media outlets want us to hear.
Yeah.
Right. And so we don't get that worldly news. My wife grew up in Ecuador.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. She,
that is awesome. I didn't know that.
Yeah. Well, she was born in Puerto Rico.
I knew that, but I didn't know she grew up in Ecuador.
And then I think they're Ecuadorian, right? Like 100% Ecuadorian. Her dad was in Puerto Rico working. He was an executive for, I think, Citibank.
Okay.
And then they ended up moving back to Ecuador when she was 2 or 3. The whole point is that when they would watch the news, they would actually get a neutral reporting of the news from worldwide.
Okay.
That doesn't happen here necessarily anymore. You might get international news, but it's whatever that outlet believes the slant is. And I don't think that's real reporting.
No.
And it's kind of messed up. And that's what drives the engine of racism.
Yep.
Dividing countries and
Ignorance.
dividing it. Absolutely.
Yeah. And Canada actually put a ban. We can't access certain media anymore.
What can't you access there?
Like certain news outlets, we can't access. As soon as we what I love about coming to America is I get American Netflix. It's way better than the Canadian Netflix.
Really?
Sorry, but that's true. Oh, wait, we have to wait months, sometimes years for what you guys get.
American Netflix here is fire.
I bookmark everything I want to watch as soon as I get to the States. But yeah, there's just certain bans. And I think people are afraid to have conversations. And, one of the reasons I get asked all the time, why do you go to the States so much? And I say, because I love it. The diversity, everybody matters. And a lot of Americans I talk to don't always feel that. But from an outsider coming in, that's what I see. That's how I see it.
That's interesting. Because like I said, I was like, wait, are you sure? Because that's what I heard. I hear the opposite about Canada. But we don't, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
But again, I'm going to take your word for it. Obviously, I trust you.
There'll be Canadian listeners that will say, no, she's not telling the truth, but I am. And sometimes the truth's hard.
But the truth is different for everybody, right? Because they may not see it.
Yeah. And they may not be in the tax bracket I am. And my money going to things that I don't support and believe in can be very frustrating.
Oh, yeah.
And you know that, right?
I do know that.
So
I know.
That's
being in a
I'll
certain
say
tax bracket sucks.
Yeah.
You think it's cool and you're like, oh, I owe that?
Yeah.
Like, that's not fun.
Yeah.
It's like, damn, I missed the W-2s where it's just go ahead and take it.
And I get both. I get dinged by both because as a property owner in the States and then work and stuff, I always claim my accountant does it. I don't do it. But anyways, it's like a double whammy. But, I wouldn't change it for the world. I loved to come. I love to go home. Our weather's beautiful in the summer, but the palm trees, it's the palm trees for me.
So you're in Clearwater, right?
Winter Haven.
Winter Haven. Oh God, Winter Haven's beautiful.
Winter Haven, yeah.
Holy shit.
Polk County.
Polk County, baby. So it's funny because when you texted me the other day, or when we were going back and forth on messages, trying to figure out what day, you're like, no, because I have this, and it's a 3-hour drive. I'm like, Clearwater? I'm like, oh, she must be in Orlando. But Winter Haven, that's beautiful.
Yeah,
beautiful.
I love it.
Pretty cool, huh?
Yeah,
pretty cool.
It's 16 years. We've seen a lot of development, but I just love it. It's like, it is home. It's home for us. 7 months of the year, it's home. Well,
it's home. I mean, like it's that's the majority of the year.
Yeah,
that's there's 12
I wish
months.
it was more sometimes, and we're working on that.
Well, yeah, you'll be able to figure that out.
Yeah,
eventually be here full time.
Yeah, it's right here. So The more I
Yeah.
see it in my mind, it's eventually it's my reality.
Well, that's it, right? And you see it and then you feel it emotionally, right? And that's when
Feeling it.
that's
Sorry to cut you off.
No, go, because that's the thing that is missing. A lot of people talking about visualization, the secret.
But they miss that. If you can't feel what you'll feel like in that situation, you're never going to have it.
Never.
It's just, because I've experienced it firsthand. So I know it's just the way it is.
Because your mind thinks it can't achieve it. If that, you saw what I put out today, right?
No, I haven't.
Oh my God. So 2 days ago, my friend David Waldy came into town. We did an episode in person. We did an episode probably 2 years ago, but I've known him for about 3.5 years. And he pulled out his notebook, his like little remarkable notebook, right?
Okay.
Where you can save all the notes to the cloud. It's all that kind of stuff, And he's like, hey, do you remember the conversation we had? Our very first conversation we ever had. I'm like, no.
And he had it?
He had the notes.
Wow.
And we did this exercise, basically rating my happiness on a scale of 1 to 100. I scored a 38.
Oh, wow.
It was the hardest point that I feel I've had in probably, 10, 20 years. And, there was no joy. I wasn't happy. I didn't feel I was, close with God. I felt like my marriage was fine. Like neither one of us wanted out, but I don't feel as connected as I should. I want to be able to be more, I don't want people to think like I wasn't connected to my wife.
No, I get what you mean.
But
anyone
just
who can think will understand.
It was, well, who knows? The fucking trolls out there. Like, he hates his wife.
They're so angry at themselves.
Yeah, they're idiots.
Troll.
Yeah. But I wanted all these different things. Like financially, I was scared of losing everything. Yeah. And so I scored myself a 38 out of 100. Now, and I was very overweight, right? And the other exercise he had me do was close my eyes and think about what does my ideal version of Shawn look like?
Okay.
What is he wearing? What is he doing? So I went on and said, that version of me is wearing tight black jeans, a tight form-fitting black shirt, and black and white shoes with red accents. And he's like, okay, do you remember what you said about your appearance? I said, yeah, I was in great shape.
Yeah.
And, but she said something specifically. I was like, he's like, the vascularity in your arms. That day, and he's like, oh, and you also went and said what type of car you drive. I'm like, okay, well, hit me with all this.
Yeah.
He goes, he hit me with the clothes and he's like, look at your outfit. I had a tight black shirt on, short sleeve, tight black pants, and the exact shoes that I described, which were all purchased after I forgot about that conversation.
Of course you did.
And I was like, what the hell's going on? He goes, yeah, you said you were speak on stage, top 20 show. That's where we're at. And he goes, is that your TRX out there? I go, it is. He goes, yeah, that's what you said you're going to buy.
Wow.
And it's because I felt it.
Yeah.
And I didn't know how.
And you let yourself feel it.
Yeah. I mean, like I'm a big feel person. People say don't chase feelings.
I love feelings.
I'm going to chase the shit out of them.
Same.
I want to cry. I want to laugh. I want goosebumps everywhere. My kids always make fun of me in the truck. Always. Because the song come on, I'll say quiet, and then it's like, oh, daddy's feeling it again. He's got the goosebumps. I'm like, yeah, shut up. Like,
but they'll love that about you later.
Like they love it, but they tease me. But like, if you aren't chasing feelings, then you are not feeling anything. And how can you ever create something?
Exactly. And even like, I just want to shift it to like, of course, marriage, family. And our appearance and all those things, but your business. Like people would say to me, oh, you've got this TV show and you've got this and that, And I'm like, yeah, but I could do all of that and still not be feeling, the best or into the next step of my vision. Because I have a big vision for my life. And obviously you do too. And a lot of our listeners do, right? The people listening right now, they're like, yeah, they get it. But it's like when people can step back and say, okay, this hasn't been working for me. So maybe these feeling things aren't so crazy and woo-woo. Maybe it is the secret ingredient in this recipe of creating my dream life.
Yeah.
Imagine
that, right? But I mean, it's crazy because like at a younger age, I didn't understand it. I made fun of it because our coaches would put us in right field. You'd have your bat in your hand, lay down. I'm like, why am I laying down with my bat? Close your eyes. Envision the pitch. Envision the count. Are there runners on base? What's the situation? A lot of times they give us the situations. Runners are on second base. What are you looking for?
Yeah.
And we have to visualize it. And I was like, man, this is the dumbest shit ever. Until I got into a game and I'm like, oh, fuck, this already happened.
Yeah. And like, then recall.
Yeah. I was like, oh, wait, no, the situation is runner on second. There's nobody out. I'm not bunting because maybe the guy behind me doesn't have a strong bat. So I'm looking for something to go the other way with. So I'm looking at her third. I'm talking baseball. That's what
I love it. Oh, I played baseball for 18 years.
You're a pitcher.
Yeah.
So it's like, it sounds silly until you do it faithfully. Yeah.
That's the key word though.
Faithfully. And this is what people don't understand. People understand, they go, okay, faithfully means consistently. No. Faithfully meaning you're doing it and you have the utmost faith that it's going to work without any evidence of it being true.
Yeah. And that just made me think of something. I was talking with someone and they had said to me, faith is also preparation. So yes, doing the work and the faith part of believing and feeling it, but being prepared so you can be that person that has the things you want to have and sustain it, which you had said earlier.
I want you to go back. I want you to repeat, be the what?
The person with faith that in preparation.
So you can
be the person who has the things that you want and sustain it.
The reason why I want you to repeat that, be the person who would have all those things is because you ain't going to get anything that you want until you become that woman, that man, that person.
I've learned that the hard way many times, Shawn.
You
have to be her. Yeah. I have to be her to have what I want.
The only way that I'll tell you, everybody in this room, that I hacked the system on, because I wasn't him, is when I met my wife. Like I wasn't the person that should have even attracted at that point her. Now, Dan's probably sitting over there, this is bullshit. Because you've always been a great dude. You've always been a great dad. You've always been someone that has a lot of value. But like, it would make sense now. But she saw something in me, right? There was those elements, right? But like when we talk about, a lot of times people say like, I don't have the relationships I want, or I can't get the girl or the man that I want. So many people are looking at what they want in somebody, but unwilling to look at who do I need to become to attract that.
That's right. So quick, funny story. When I met my husband, I had a checklist of everything I wanted.
Did you literally have it written down?
I did. He's here. He can attest. When I finally was
convinced. Did she pull it out at the dinner and checking that shit
coffee.
off?
He took almost 3 months to get me to even have a coffee with him because he wasn't my type. I mean, he's gorgeous brown eyes, tall, all these
Look at
things.
Me. Let me see those beautiful browns. Oh,
he does.
Sexy man.
And I mean, there was that, but I had it in my head. I had like all these goals and all these things. And I had been through such heartache and such horrible relationships that I'd made this big checklist. And so when I finally met him for coffee, I said, here's my checklist. This is everything that I'm looking for. And I want you to go home and make a checklist. And I know it sounds so weird. I mean, this is our 20 year of marriage this year.
Business transaction.
Shawn,
you know what reminded me of? Like
I'm a little over the top.
Yeah, hey, it's okay. Listen, I love that about you, but it reminded me the other day when I was on this software program, I was like, hey, do I buy the basic or do I buy the professional? And it's like, well, there's the checklist. Like, no, I need all that. Like I have it written down here. I got it. That's so funny, dude.
Yeah. And you know what the one thing was on the checklist that he wasn't? A jock. And then I talked with my parents and my dad, who's been gone. This is 12 years now. But my dad said to me, well, how's that jock thing been working out for you, young lady?
Mm-hmm.
And I said, oh, you know.
Yeah,
They're so dreamy.
Yeah.
And I mean, he's an artist. He's a brilliant artist. He was a high school teacher, very
Okay.
smart man. And I thought about it, and we'd reconnected, and I said, you know, I figured I'd never hear from you. I brought a checklist, you know.
Yeah.
He was like, no, that actually was so impressive that you knew what you wanted and what your focus was and what your boundaries were. And I have mine, and you fit all of them. And we've been together ever since.
That's so awesome. Good for you guys.
It's so weird. Our son's always like, oh my gosh.
How is he doing?
He's doing amazing. Well, he just had knee surgery, third knee surgery.
Oh, did he?
But he's gearing up for baseball season.
Okay.
So he's healing.
That's great.
But he's getting married in August.
I did know that. I did know he was engaged.
He's doing amazing. He's
That's
the
great.
first aircraft mechanic engineer with Erb's palsy in North America. I don't know if you knew that. Did you know my son had Erb's palsy?
No,
caused at birth? Oh,
No.
okay. Well, it's a whole other.
I don't even know what it is. It sounds crazy. Though.
Caused from brachial plexus injuries during delivery. And so because of the tears and damage to the brachial plexus, it affects the hand all through the arm. So he's got a bit of a palsy. He can't lift his arm up.
No way.
But he's an incredible, he's doing everything that the doctor said he couldn't do, because that is how strong my faith is. And seeing my son doing these things. So when I'm telling your listeners about see yourself do it, feel into it, I did that over my baby. Like it's mind blowing, and it's kooky, but it's true.
You know, it's so funny because, you know, over the last couple of days, you know, my wife and I had our wedding anniversary,
I
right?
saw that. Congratulations.
Thank you. We were at dinner, and I told her about my conversation with David Waldy that day and about everything 3 years ago that I've freaking created.
Yeah.
And she goes, it's pretty cool. And then I said, you know, I'm going to take Friday to myself. Oh, well, maybe you can do. No. Let me explain to you what I mean by myself. No. Like, no, I'm not doing anything until you guys get home. But like for me, you know, Friday is going to be, you know, maybe I'm going to go to workout, obviously, but maybe go get a massage. But then you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to connect and do that exercise again, because it's clear to me that I need to re-up that. And again, it's not that I don't have my targets.
Yeah.
But I haven't sat with them.
Yeah, exactly.
And I want to sit with them again. And the reason why I want to stay on this topic, and I'm bringing up this visualization, because, you know, there's people listening right now that may not really understand what the hell we're even talking about. And I appreciate it, right? Yeah. Because not everybody's a visionary. Not everybody's a manifesting generator. Okay. They may want to be, but they don't understand how to do it. And so, you know, back in what was it? 2000 and maybe 6, 7 when The Secret came out, like right there in that era, right?
Yeah. Rhonda Byrne.
Yeah. And that came out, and everybody was making vision boards, which I think are a very, very effective strategy if you do it the right way. Yeah. Right. And for the audience, I'm going to get to the right way in a bit, but you know, all these different things that you want in your life, but there was a massive component missing to The Secret, because I fell into it, and everybody else that I knew fell into it. So everybody was thinking about what they want. Put it on the movie screen of your mind, movie screen of your mind, movie screen of your mind. I want this car. Cool. I can see it. Yeah. That's it. You just visualize this car, and then people are like, oh yeah, then a Ferrari shows up on my driveway. Yeah. Hold on.
Yeah. I wish.
That Ferrari may have showed up at the driveway 10, 13 years later after they executed the plan, right? And so when I say vision boards and the law of attraction and visualization done the right way, it's really, truly getting quiet and fighting through the noise in your mind and seeing it. And again, like I said before, feeling it and then letting it go. Yeah. You can't focus on it. No.
I love that you're going to do that for yourself. I'm actually going to check in with you in a week and just see how that week go, or how the whole process goes. But you just said something like feeling it and letting it go. And one thing I know for myself, and I've worked with thousands of women and men. I've had the privilege of working with thousands of people throughout my career. And the one thing that's always been common is not letting it go, right? You fixate. Why isn't it her? Why isn't it here? Well, she got it. He got it. Come on. How come it's not here? And you know, like my car I rolled up in today, My dream car.
That's a beautiful vehicle,
Thank
by the
you.
way.
Thank you.
I knew that shit. I knew you guys were in that car. when you
Young
pulled up.
version of
Yeah.
me would never have been able to afford something like that. So it's just, I'm so proud of being able to afford it on my own. But that was like 3-4 years in the making. And I had on my screensaver of my phone, you know, my husband's here, he can attest to this. I had this car and it was a CLA. Okay. So anyways, 3-4 years go by. Finally, I'm like, you know what? I'm turning 40. I'm going to buy myself this car. Go test drive the CLA. I'm like, oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. My husband goes, no, look at that car over there. And I said, oh, that's like $50,000 more.
That's
and
the one.
he's like, well, just test drive it. You know, sometimes my husband
No
influences
wonder
me to
you
do
married
really
his
bad
ass.
things and they're amazing.
He's like,
Anyway,
no,
long
honey, go
story
spend
short.
another 50 grand more. That's the car you want.
Yeah,
It's a good
long
man.
story short, I test drove it and I looked at him and I was like, hot damn.
Yeah.
This is
This
my
is
car.
it.
So we roll back up to the dealership. I said, I'm going to put this amount down and finance the rest and toodaloo.
Yeah. It's badass. Have you ever?
But that was years. My point is that took years for me to actually have it in my laneway,
Yeah.
you know, driveway, I guess you'll
Yeah.
say.
Yeah. Is that, they call laneways up?
That's what
in
we call
Canada?
them.
Laneways, really?
Anyway,
Interesting.
I know. And then everyone looks at me
You
like,
live
what
in
do
a
you
bowling
mean?
alley?
I live in a small town in Ontario. But to your point, like it takes time, you know?
Yeah, it sure does. It's funny because have you ever thought about everything when you were a kid,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
And all the dreams and aspirations you had, whether they worked out or not, or what you wanted in a partner, obviously, and what you wanted out of life. Have you ever done a full, like, retroactive audit? Like, did I actually attract what I want?
I've done that numerous times. Again, I'm a very big journaler and self-reflective. I'm very much an introvert, believe it or not. I need a lot of alone time. I recharge alone. I can get lost in books, writing. I do that a lot.
Wow.
More people never guess that about me because when I'm on.
Yeah.
But I'm very reflective.
Okay.
And I actually just did that half a year ago, a little more. And that's when I said to myself, come on, girl, get your shit together.
I love it.
Like, take accountability.
It's so funny because all the good things and all the bad things I attracted into my life.
Yeah, I've attracted some bad things too.
I've attracted some stuff. I remember in 05, 06, worrying about losing everything because of the real estate bubble. And I was in mortgages.
Yeah.
And then I did. And then I look back, like, you know, what was the one thing that I wanted, right? If I had a son, I was like, my first child's going to be a son. It's going to be my boy. And my mom and my grandma and her brother and her dad, they were in a car accident when she was 6.
Oh, wow.
My mom and my grandma lived. My would-be uncle and grandfather both died.
Oh, wow. I'm so sorry to hear that.
Yeah, it's crazy, right?
Oh, that's heavy.
It's real heavy. But my grandfather, his name was Bobby Lee Doster.
Okay.
And he was a baseball player. He was a catcher. And he was born in 1932. My baseball number was 32. I had no idea, completely unrelated.
You didn't know?
I had no freaking clue.
Wow.
I can tell you that story later too. But my point is like, I remember looking at this picture at I think my mom had it or my grandma had it. I can't remember which, but it was me feeding a squirrel. And I was dressed like weird. I mean, my mom dressed me weird when I was a kid. I'm like that outfit was freaking weird. I looked like a complete dork. I'm like, I got slacks
I had a
on.
mushroom cut, okay?
No, dude, I had a mullet and then the vanilla ice lines.
But that was ball players and kids.
Such a G. It's back now. I mean, Jamie upstairs has a freaking mullet. I mean, it's like a cool thing now.
My son has a mullet.
See?
Baseball hair, he says.
Yeah, it's called a baseball cut now.
Yeah.
I try to get Bob, my son, to do it. I'm like, dude, get a mullet, bro. He's like, he goes, no. I'm like, dude, it's a baseball cut. I was like, what about Bryce Harper cut? He's like, no. I'm like, dude, this is. But
anyway,
but it's so funny because I was looking at it. I'm like, why am I dressed like that? And like, why is it black and white? They're like, because it's not you.
Wow.
I'm like, yeah, that is me. And they're like, no, that's your grandpa.
Wow.
And so
that gave me truth bumps.
Yeah, it's crazy. And like, I always wanted to be a third baseman or a pitcher. Well, when I turned 11, my dad's like, the way your body's structured and the kind of situation you have going on, you have a great arm, but you're going to be a catcher. And I didn't want to do it. Well, he was a catcher.
Okay.
Right. And so and to a point where in junior college, his friends would come watch me because they were still around. And they said, we could not tell the difference who was playing.
Wow.
It's the same dude, right? My whole point to this is that's the connection with everything, right? And that day that they both perished, that name died. The Doster name died.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
Right? So I said, when I have a son, I'm naming him boom, boom, boom.
Mm-hmm.
And anybody that I dated and got serious with, they had to be okay with that. And then my first child was a boy. I named him boom, boom, boom.
I love it.
And I remember always wanting a Latin woman.
Check.
You
had a checklist. You just didn't know it.
Just didn't know it, right? Because you think of these things, and the whole point of the rant is we're always manifesting.
Absolutely. Always.
This is part of who we are.
Whether we're conscious of it or not.
It's part of who we are.
Yeah.
You can say universe, God. I believe God and the universe are the same dude.
Yeah.
Like for me personally, it's like
same.
I believe in Christ, and like he's the universe. He's the creator of everything. It's everything.
Yeah. It's infinite intelligence everywhere.
And so I just always like to tell people is like, you don't believe in this? Like, no. I go, have you ever like thought of something like really bad and then it happened? Like, yeah. I go, that's attracting. Like we're magnets.
Yes.
And it's so important to have the things that you want to create the top of your mind all the time.
Mm-hmm.
But the biggest component is like I said earlier, and like you reiterated, is release it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Go do something.
Right?
Yeah.
Think about it, feel it, know what you have to do.
Yeah,
right?
Of course.
Like, who do I have to become? Like we've been on this. It's no question that me and you get on this freaking topic, dude.
Oh, yeah.
Jesus. but it's like, you don't have to think about the complete how.
Yeah.
And I think that's where people get stuck.
Yeah.
Because it's like, well, how do I do this?
Yeah.
Shawn, how do I grow a show? I don't know. Yeah. Well, what do you mean you don't know? I'm like, I don't know. I'm not you. Like,
it's
I know how I did it.
Yeah.
Like, you might be way better than me.
But how you did it probably wouldn't work for someone else because it's not a one size fits all.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like, think about the things that you want to create in your life and live a good life and be responsible, but also like dive into the hard shit because that's what makes us.
Yep. And stop avoiding it.
Yeah.
Like how old do people have to get before they realize, wait a minute, maybe if I take radical responsibility for myself, every facet of my life will improve.
Yeah. Every single one.
Yeah.
But that's the point, right? It's like when I decided to go all in on me, I became a better husband. I became a better father. Now I have my moments.
We all do.
I had one on Sunday.
We all do.
Right? Fucking big one. Right.
I may have one on the drive here. I'm kidding.
I mean, hey, you recovered quickly. That's good. And he's over there hiding in a corner sad. Like, she's going to beat me.
Well, my AMG goes fast. I got to police him a little bit here.
Yeah. But I mean, like, look, it's all about, I guess, holding yourself, like I said, accountable for those moments and like really communicating why you feel you reacted that way. But again, we don't want to react. We want to be able to respond.
Yes.
Then I heard the other day that if you get, I hate this word, triggered. But if something comes up, it's a 90-second thing.
Yeah.
Hold on for 90 seconds. And if you don't freak out in the first 90 seconds, the odds of you freaking out or saying something stupid and damaging a relationship with a loved one is very, very slim.
Yeah.
90 seconds.
I love that you're sharing that. And something I just want to add to that. I used to say this, I did a lot of couples counseling as well as individual counseling, and I specialize in trauma. So primarily sexual and domestic violence, human trafficking. And I would say to my clients, I didn't ever discredit them, but I would say to them, how is the best way you can empower yourself in the moment when you feel triggered? Because are you actually triggered or are you anticipating the trigger? And they would look at me, and some people were like open to it and be like, wow, I never thought of that. And other people would be closed off, arms crossed, like, no, I'm triggered because he and she did this. And I would say to them, just look at it with an open mind, explore it, because you're giving people or situations power over you. And it's not to minimize what people have gone through, because triggers aren't just for trauma. You can be triggered when someone cuts you off in traffic and gives you the finger when you're like, dude, you're the one that cut me off. But I mean, owning it. And then I like that, the 90-second, because it's like, I know people that walk around all day triggered, all day.
That's
their
heavy,
identity.
huh?
It's their identity.
Good God.
And they don't see it, you know?
It's
And
hard
I'm
to be
like,
around.
the common denominator might be you,
You.
you know?
And
So,
that's it. We always bring ourselves to the party, right? It's like,
yep.
I make a joke all the time, right? It's like, you know, my two oldest from a, you know, previous marriage, and most people know that.
Yeah.
But, you know, Jackie's been in their life since
They were little.
Little.
Yep.
Right. But my family dynamic is for us. And you know what? Like, it is what it is. And I forgot I was going with it. Shit.
Triggered. People were triggered.
We're talking about triggers?
Weren't we?
Yeah,
we're talking about triggers.
Son of a bitch, man. I need an Adderall. Fuck. I can't remember where I was going with it, man.
We're talking about triggers. Your two oldest are from your previous relationship.
Thank you. Common denominator, right? So
Yes.
I have this joke where everybody says, oh my God, your children are so beautiful. I go, one common denominator.
Yeah.
This motherfucker. Because all three from me.
Yeah.
It's a joke. But
So
it's a common denominator.
I love it because Anthony adopted my son. So I was married for a very short time in a horrible situation, long enough to have my son and get out, is what I say.
Yeah.
And he adopted my son. He's raised my son. He's the only father my son has known.
Wow.
And we will go places. And my son is the male version of me. Okay. He's 6'2". He's taller than me, but he's the male version of me. And people say, oh man, you look like your dad. And it used to burn me so bad. I'm like, genetic queen here.
Yeah. I was like, hi.
But then I realized, no, this is amazing for my son because it's so inclusive and he doesn't have to like barf his story on everyone because people want to always know like the nitty gritty when it's none of their business.
They do. Yeah.
And so I'd be like, oh yeah. And Anthony would just glow. Right. And he would say things, not the common denominator, but he would say things. And I thought, wow, but you just made me think of that. And that is hilarious, but true.
What's even funnier is people will go to my wife, and when my oldest and my middle, so my son and then my middle daughter, when they're all three sitting, oh my God, they'll go to her and go, they look so much like you. I'm like, and then Jackie goes, well, ours that we have together looks nothing like me. It looks just like her dad.
That's hilarious.
It's funny. She goes, well, at least I got two of them that look like, but I mean, no, I mean, all the kids resemble each other. And I think what the great thing is, and by the way, like, I want to edify you because that isn't easy, man. That isn't, it may be easy for you, but there's a lot of people out there that don't do those things. And that's not my problem. So that's a real man.
Absolutely.
You know, and I love that. And, you know, but, you know, it's so important because, you know, the whole genetic thing, the blood, and there's a lot of blood relatives that I don't speak to.
Oh, amen.
You know what I mean? But I think what being a true parent is not about who created that child. No. It's about who really parents and cares for that child.
Loves and disciplines and guides and comforts and provides.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And you know, we had a clean break. I know a lot of people listening might be in a different situation, but I didn't have child support. I didn't have anything. I just had a clean break. Paid a lot of money to have a clean break.
Yeah.
And you know, it's been like, it's my dream family. I always only wanted one child. I always wanted a son. I always wanted him to be an athlete.
That's so crazy.
Goes back to the athlete because you learn so much about yourself through sports. But I always wanted to have like nice home, nice lifestyle, like, and have my career. And Anthony fully supported that, you know? So it's been amazing. And having an adult child is glorious.
Well,
I'm serious.
I have two adult childs. One's a 9-year-old daughter and the other one's a 7-year-old daughter.
9 going on what, 17?
Dude.
I have a 9-year-old niece and she is going to give my brother-in-law some gray hair.
It's so crazy because, you know, I have both. I have a boy and a girl.
Yeah.
And my love for my son is so different than the love for my daughters.
Wow.
It's just as powerful.
Of course.
But it's different. Because like, and Dan knows this. It's like, He's got a son and a daughter.
Yeah.
It's your boy's your boy. Your daughters, I will bury somebody. Like fuck with her, fuck with them, right?
Yeah.
But it's just such a different thing being a girl dad.
Yeah.
It's special, but oh my God, you want to talk about frustrating? You're lucky, bro. You're lucky. You don't have a fucking daughter, because dude, they can get you to be the most ghetto part of you. I mean, like I have some ghetto in me. I grew up in the ghetto in California. Like
I have some gangster in me.
Yeah, dude, I got some gangster. I don't look like it, but I got some inner gangster.
My son tells me I have FAFO.
What is that?
Energy.
Fuck around and find out.
Fuck around and find out.
Yep.
You know.
Yep. Well, so my son and my wife doesn't like this, but my son's 12. He's almost 13 years old. He'd be 13 this year.
Yeah.
I was listening to hip hop then. I turned out all right.
Yeah, I think so.
And so like when it's me and him and we're going to baseball or coming home from baseball or doing whatever we're doing, going for a ride, he gets to listen to unedited Eminem and unedited Dre and Pac and all that, because I want him to know that, right?
Yeah.
But also want him to have that FAFO energy too, to where he has this little bit of flavor to him. But like my wife does not like the fact that
I'm sure she doesn't.
Yeah, she doesn't like it.
I see your point.
Yeah, 1000%. She is correct. I am wrong, but that's the reality. That's what we do. But you know, those are fun moments, man, because you know, when he gets in the truck, he's like, hey, can we listen to Slim Shady? Like, or like the actual song Slim Shady? I'm like, what do you mean Eminem? He's like, no, the song Slim Shady. He's like, I'm like, okay. He's like, forgot about Dre. I'm like, never have, never will. He's like, no, the song, can you play it? I'm like, it's my guy, man.
I actually raised my son listening to those kinds of things, and he will remember now and he'll tell stories. I expose him to all kinds of genres of music, but he will be like, oh, Mom, I never even realized I was in the car seat. Like, we were bad.
Yeah. Well, I remember looking back at it, my mom was in town like 2-3 weeks ago. And we were all hanging out, and I looked at her, I'm like, you're a really questionable mom. And she goes, what? I go, Mom, I was a junior in high school and we were watching Friday together. She goes, yeah, it's probably not the best thing. It was about smoking weed and selling weed and, you know, fighting and killing. It was like, but again, like, cause I think, you know, back then we could watch something. Yeah. And then completely disconnect it from
consume us.
It was like, it's a complete disconnection from what the life that I live. But good God, oh my, wow, dude, we're flying by. Yeah. We're already at an hour and we haven't even, so let's shift. Okay. All right. So I want you to walk us through how you just wrapped season 6 of Women Who Lead. Yep. How'd it go? Like, what were some of the interesting people you had on, and where are you going for season 7?
Yeah. So good questions. So, season 6 was my best yet, because every season gets better, of course, as you know. I had some amazing women on. Alicia, actually, Hardiman, she's just been nominated for the top Canadian Woman Entrepreneur Award. Wow. She was on season 6. A couple other women, Tanya Bergen, she is a powerhouse. She works with a woman named Kathleen Cameron, who is really big in like under Bob Proctor. Rest in peace. Cool, Rest in peace, Bob Proctor. Just so many women, private chefs, like just women that are doing the dreams that were on their heart as little girls. And why that matters to me is because that's what I'm living out. All the things I said I wanted to do as a little girl that people had said, like, oh, you come from a broken home, or that'll never work for you. I'm doing it. So I'm like, underdogs always come out on top if they persist. But yeah, I've had so many amazing guests, and the whole dynamic of my show, like when I developed the show and pitched it to the network, I had no idea that it would be this. And I'm so humbled and I'm so grateful. And I feel like I'm just getting warmed up. So I'm thinking of season 7, and I'm thinking really big, even bigger than what we've done, like primetime big. And so I actually was just texting with one of my producers, and I was like, you know, we got to chat. I got all these ideas. And so she literally was like, woo, we love these ideas.
Prime times, that's the brand, girl.
It is.
It's that moonshot. You gotta get it. You know? But it's crazy because it's like, I mean, 4 years ago when we were, you know, when you came on my show, you were on season 2. Yeah. Yeah. Wow. Yeah. And you know what now? One thing that's really different, and this is just to help anyone listening if they have a show. One thing I've gotten really good at is partnering with different brands that I believe in and that I love. And so I get all my outfits sponsored. So I have full wardrobes. I have a lot of wardrobes. Well, we need to work
But-
on the wardrobe stuff.
But I've learned how to
but
leverage
yeah.
my talent
Yeah.
and the impact. I mean, it's all about impact for me.
Yeah.
That is at the end of the day what it's about. But there's been so much growth. And I think it's just taken a lot of leaning back and learning
Yeah.
and figuring it out as we've grown, you know?
Yeah. I mean, to your point, you know, like when I rewind to 4 years ago, I remember, you know, having you on the show.
Yeah.
And not that I don't look up to you now, because I don't want you to misconstrue that, because I do, right? And, you know, but back then I'm like, oh my God, she's got a TV show. She's got 2 seasons in, like, and she's coming on my show. Like, what? I don't even know what I'm going to do. I don't even know what I'm going to talk about. But it's crazy because, like, when you look back at all of it, right? And everybody grows and everybody, you either rise to the occasion or you find something different to do, right?
Yeah.
Because how many people do you know in that time period that we knew together
That are doing nothing.
that they're not doing anything that what they were doing back then?
I'd say at least 75%.
At least.
Probably
At least.
higher.
Yeah. It's like they don't even come across the.
I don't even know what, I hope they're okay.
Yeah.
I don't see them.
I haven't checked. Should probably check in on them.
Yeah.
But no, it's like I'll go back and, like, if someone pops into my mind, I'll type their handle in.
Yeah.
You know, and be like, what are they doing? Oh, okay, they're still doing it. Cool. They're just not coming across things. So I'll like a couple things. So they start coming so I can support. Right. But it's crazy to me because this whole thing is kind of surreal. You know, the whole growth engine behind the show and the personal brand and, like, how it's gone
Yeah.
is kind of really cool to look at from Shawn 4 years ago, not now.
Yeah.
Because the Shawn
Back
now
then.
doesn't get it.
Yeah.
But the dude 4 years ago would literally kill and maim to be in this seat right now.
Yeah.
And so, like, that's just kind of a point I wanted to bring up for the audience that is sitting there and they may not have everything they want right now. Because trust me, I'm far away from where I want to be.
Oh, same.
I'm not even
True.
close. Not even close.
Yep.
But, like, I've got to sit with the fact that we've grown it pretty damn good and pretty damn quick.
Absolutely.
And it's so funny. I was talking to somebody the other day up in New York, because we're going up there to potentially do a pretty big show with somebody on the 3rd. I'm still waiting on
Details.
Yeah, he's actually available, and he's available at this time. And I was talking to the studio owner, right? Like, hey, I'm going to have this name on, and I'll tell you off air.
Okay.
But I'm like, you got any other big names? And he's like, yeah. I got this person, this person, this person. What about this person? Do you want this person? I'm like, to the point where, like, he's telling me that he's friends with the person that wrote Rudy, the screen.
Wow.
Rudy, and he lives in Naples, by the way.
Really?
Yeah, I was like, yeah, he can come on anytime.
Wow.
I'm like, to think that I could have the guy that wrote Rudy sitting right there,
Right here.
But he asked me a question, and I paused. It's like, hey, let me ask you a question, dude. I'm like, what's up, man? He goes, I just looked you up on Apple. I was like, okay. He's like, dude, you're top 25 out of every show in America. He's like, not categorically. I go, I'm aware. You're talking about out of all the genres, like all the whatever.
Yeah.
He goes, yeah. He goes, how the hell did you do that in 5 years? It's like, I know, it took forever, huh?
Yeah.
He's like, that's fast.
Yeah.
Doesn't feel like it.
No. It never does to the person in it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because that could be applicable to anything that people are building. It never feels like it for us.
Yeah.
But it's amazing. So
It's, you know, and then the other question is, he's like, do you ever fall out of that? And I'm like, yeah, of course. There's times where we'll fall to 35, come back up,
Yep.
get up to 20, fall to 27. And he goes, but that's not that big of a swing. I'm like, no. He goes, why don't you think you fall further? I said, because I guess in your words, you know, I mean, I feel it took a long time. You said it was quick, but, you know, maybe it's because we were in the top 100 for a long time. Then we were top 60 for a long time, dropped back down to out of the top 100, then back to, and we've worked all the way up.
yeah.
And then I think when you stay consistent and you bring valuable conversations or whatever the value prop is for whatever it is you do,
Yeah.
if you keep showing up,
They're tuning in.
Like-
And new listeners too.
yeah, your staying power.
Yeah.
If you do it the right way,
Mm-hmm.
your staying power is there because you don't, I mean, again, we met and there was a bunch of flash in the pans.
Yeah.
I don't hear anything about them anymore.
Never. I like I said, I hope they're okay. I mean,
I don't hear anything.
yeah.
And it's because, like, when you look at it, it's because they didn't do it the right way.
Yeah. Oh, you just said something that I literally pray about this and meditate on it. I've been offered a lot of shortcuts,
Mm-hmm.
and I could have done a lot of different things to get a lot of different things. And I always believe in integrity, and my tenacity is strong. And I know that God will reward me because I'm doing it the right way.
Yeah.
Right. So
That's it, dude.
yeah, there's a lot of shady like people, and it's unfortunate because people are selling shortcuts, but shortcuts never sustain.
No, I think
Not usually.
no.
Anyway.
I think, shortcuts are great if you're trying to get somewhere quicker and you can go in an
and you only want
alleyway.
to have it for a year or two.
Yeah, it's cool. Yeah, go ahead and do that. If you want to burn out, go for it, right?
But this show is iconic. So that's why you've been building it the way you have.
Thank you. I don't know that. I mean, that's,
well, own it.
I have a hard time accepting that. I appreciate you.
But it is.
But yeah, man, I think it's just about, I mean, and again, it's a little bit about me, but it's been more about conversations like this.
Yeah, that people get
and
and relate to.
Yeah.
You
We're
know?
not talking about clickbait. We're not talking about this. We're not talking about anything stupid. We're not following trends.
Yeah.
Again, I think PR wise, you do have to follow some trends.
Yeah, absolutely. There's
1000%.
Yeah.
We have to do that, right? If there's a storyline coming out, I try to get on it.
Yeah.
And if we can't turn it around in time, then I won't do it.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't make sense to do something and then turn it around 2 weeks later when it doesn't matter anymore, as the cycle's gone, right? Yeah. You got to know if it's going to be a long burn or a quick burn. If it's a quick burn, get on it now. If it's a long burn, you got time. But it's just interesting. Before we, close it out, I want you to also talk about, you're doing something for International Women's Day, and you're giving away a lot of your books.
Yeah.
So let's talk about your book, and let's talk about that and how women can, participate or be a part of that day.
Cool. Okay. So I'm speaking at an event at the Chamber of Commerce, and I'm going to be doing a circle exercise, which is in my first book I published in 2016, Primetime Success. And it's all about inventory of your circle for every relationship, whether it's a paid relationship or a personal relationship. I'm also going to be talking to them about what's it like to actually be in the driver's seat of your life, right? Not in the passenger seat, the driver's seat. So that's cool. And then I actually have my poetic compilation Exposed. Anthony actually illustrated my poetry book.
I didn't know you did a poetry book.
Yeah, I did a poetry book in 2019, and then 2021 I released Confessions of a Self-Care Junkie.
Knew that one.
Which is really powerful, and I just love empowering women. I mean, obviously I empower men too, but I felt for me personally, I wanted to write specifically to women because the healthier a woman is, the better she loves and the better she lives as a wife, as a mother, as a friend, as a daughter, as a business owner, employee, whatever. So healthy women actually really make a difference.
It's true.
But yeah, and then I love connecting on Instagram. Instagram is my jam, the gram.
I know. At
Christy _Primmer, but there's so much more to come. And I'm grateful for these kinds of conversations too, because sometimes it's not that it's lonely, but it's sometimes when people aren't in it and don't get some of the stress, struggles, frustrations, or even the wins. Like some people don't get the wins of certain guests that you might have or people you meet or things you get to do because they're like, well, of course you did because it's you, but they don't actually get what it took to earn that or to receive that. So I love that about you. I love being reconnected. This setup is so dope.
Yeah, dude.
This is so cool.
This is such a cool
Your
setup. Team
is amazing.
Thank you.
This is amazing. So.
Yeah, it's been one hell of a journey, bud. I mean, and
you're just getting warmed up.
Yeah, I think we're just starting.
We're talking multiple millions. That's what I see for you. Billions. Just declare it, right? Done.
It's funny because I've always been able to, obviously, like I said, think about what I want. And then eventually it does happen. Yeah. There's a couple things. There's two different numbers that stick in my mind. And the first one is big, but it's a lot smaller than the second number. I'm going to share it with you. Okay. The first number is 10 million. Okay. So I don't know when this is going to happen. That's not my job. Yeah. My job is to execute things. And so I see our first, multi-year deal for 3 years, 10 million. Yep. It's a rookie contract. Yeah. Right. The next one is 250 million. Yeah. I mean, I've been saying this for how long? 2 years, 3 years?
I was shocked when you said 10 million, actually.
And I could
which is fine. It's not to criticize by any means.
I could be undershooting it. Well, right. I don't know.
Hey, when you hit it, Perfect.
I mean, who knows? I might get the 250 first.
Exactly. And you're open to that, right?
I'm okay with it.
Right?
I'm okay with it. I know how much of my company I own. I'll be perfectly fine with that. But no, I just think that, in those numbers that we talk about, it's not about, for me, the, 150 million.
Yeah.
That would be mine. It's about, what can I create with that?
Yeah.
What can I do for my daughters?
Mm-hmm.
What can I do for my son? And that's the kind of stuff that you look at, and now you invest and you have generational wealth. So now, I just want the day to come when my daughters go, okay, we just graduated fashion school.
Yeah.
We want to go to Paris, because that's what they want to do. We want to go to Paris and we want to open up our own clothing line. Okay. How much you need?
Without question.
Without any hesitation.
Yeah.
What do you mean, Dad? I was like, do you know how much you need? Then they're going to say no. I'm like, okay, cool. Well, I'm your partner. You're going in business with me, and I'm going to invest 100% of it, just because I don't want to return. But you need to do the legwork and tell me how much you need.
Yeah.
And where do we need to be, and when do we need to be there? Same thing goes for my son, whatever he wants to do.
Yeah.
But I think that's like for me, that's what I want. The only thing that I want for me is I want that forever home. And when I'm at home, I want a damn chef.
Yeah.
I don't want to have to do anything. I don't want my wife to ever.
Groundskeepers.
Yes.
Landscapers.
I don't want my wife to ever have to lift another finger. I don't want to have to even look at laundry, right? I don't want to have to look at anything like that. And then I want the backyard and everything like that. I want it to be like,
and you can see it.
I
right?
already know what it looks like. I want it to look like I'm at a resort in
Yeah.
Cancun, for crying out loud. That's all I want. That's it.
Well, and on top of that, you're having impact that's rippling through the world. So
Yeah.
that's the checkmate, right? We talked about chess when we started talking.
Yep. Yep.
So checkmate.
Yeah, checkmate. Like, I'm bored.
I grew up playing chess.
Yes,
so.
I did. I grew up playing checkers because I'm not very smart. But like, I crave the moments where I can just look at my wife, look at the kids, and be like, bored.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. We'll hop on a plane.
Yeah.
Want to leave? What do you mean? I don't know. Let's go somewhere. Like right now? Like right now. Like, let's go. I want to be able to go with my friends and like, let's take a dude trip, man. Like that's what I want to do with my money. I don't need Lamborghinis. Like, that's not who I am.
$58,000 purse. Oh, I could feed so many hungry children with $58,000.
I don't desire a purse.
Not judging,
Yeah, no, I don't want a purse.
You don't. Your daughters will. Maybe they'll design.
I'll buy them one. Yeah.
Maybe they'll design the next like big thing.
They want their company to be called Fashion Sisters. Wow. It used to be Sisters, which I liked more than Fashion Sisters, because that's redundant. It's just sisters. Just, of course it's fashion. We'll work on the company name. But one more question. In your true definition, right? Like, if you think about the word determination, how is it defined by Christy Primmer?
I knew this was coming because I watched your show. Hello. Being in it to win it relentlessly. So no matter what's going on in life, because contrast happens.
Yeah.
There's, you can be up high in business and family life is down here, or death of a loved one, something. But being in it to win it. And for me, it's just, there's no other option. Like, and I've been told I was a determined young girl from like everyone I met, and it's become, I'm a determined woman. And I take that as a great compliment, because when I decide that I want something, I get it. And it's usually better than what I could even conjure up,
I love it. It's about doing things when you don't want to do them.
Yeah, I do that a lot.
Yeah. Well, it's funny because I thought, determination was loud.
Yeah, it's not always.
Like when we first met, right? I was like, I was like, oh, you got to go 1,000 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Everybody else is going 1,000 miles an hour, and that's what determination looks like. No. Determination to me is sometimes waking up in the morning and putting your shoes on and just getting out of the house.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's getting to the gym and doing your best that you can. And it's in those moments where nobody else knows what you're going through, but you're still doing your damn thing. Like, that is determination and discipline.
Yeah.
You know, I stole a definition from Dan. I used to work with him at Paychecks.
Okay.
And we became really close friends, and now he's over here with me. And, you know, he'd always ask us, you know, all the salespeople, what's the true definition of commitment? And he would always say, is doing what you said you're going to do long after the emotion wears off.
Oh, yes.
And it's funny because in one show I was like, that's
Good one.
It's very good. But I stole it from him. And that's my definition of determination. Because, you know, it's like doing what you said you're going to do, no matter how you feel emotionally.
Yeah.
Because that's what adults do.
I was going to say, that's what we have to do as adulting. You know, our kids might roll their eyes at us. We still have to show up and go to work.
Yes, exactly.
Or, you know, have an argument with your spouse. You still have to show up and do what you said you're going to do. Right.
You know, like you have an argument the night before, you still got to hop on camera.
Yeah. You sleep for 2 hours. You still have to show up.
Dude, I didn't tell you what happened.
Reality.
Did I tell you what happened?
Oh.
I can't believe it's so funny you said that. So not last night, but the night before, I couldn't fall asleep until 4 a.m. I woke up at 6 because I had to still get the kids out of the house and help my wife in the morning. But I couldn't sleep because I had this massive headache and I couldn't figure out why. And then it was just like, oh. But then yesterday, we didn't have recordings, thank God. But if I did, I wouldn't have canceled it.
Yeah.
I would have done it. Still did everything I needed to do. And then went to my son's baseball game. And then we went to dinner. And then I did the thing at night with him. And then I fell asleep hard. Yeah. But it's like, you know, determination just means you're still doing it no matter what. Yeah. You don't have to scream it. You don't have to tell everybody, I'm doing this. But you just do the damn thing, man. I do a lot of things with determination and silence. Sometimes I don't even tell my husband. I mean, I tell him everything. He's like my walking diary. Yeah, same. My wife. Yeah. Poor guy. But there's a few things that I think, you know what, until I'm actually doing it consistently from my end, I don't want to tell him one more thing that I'm not going to follow through on. That was one of the things when I said to my wife, I was like, I'm going to get in shape. She goes, okay. I'm like, that's it? Yeah. And she goes, you said it before. Yeah. I was like, yeah, but it's been 3 weeks. Like I've lost, 12 pounds. She goes, okay, cool. But like, when are you going to quit? Yeah. Because you've been through this. Because you taught her to think that, right? Exactly. So it's like, I can relate to that, but you said, determination sometimes is just to yourself. It's very quiet, but it's loud. Very. The result. Yes. Is like, what just happened? It's like, dude, that was 5 years of grinding or 5 years of silence. And not giving up. When you could have. How hard is that? A million times a day sometimes. How many times have you wanted to quit? Oh, lots. I mean, I can't even, it's not as frequent now. Yeah. Because I've learned how to master my own mind fairly well when those thoughts creep up. But for many years, every day, like, why am I doing this? No one's discovering me. I have so much to share. How come no one appreciates me? How come no one wants to pay me what I'm worth? And then I'd hire these coaches and give them all my money. And they're like, charge what you're worth. And I'm like, that's not working. That doesn't resonate. Yeah, it's not like working. I'm priceless. Yeah. God says I'm priceless, but I'd like a lot of cash. Yeah. I like a lot of in my piggy bank, please. It's funny because it's like everything you just said is what I felt. Yeah. For a very long time. And you get it. Like so many listeners are right now, they're nodding their head, right? Men and women alike. Like so many of us just feel overlooked or like, when are we going to get the right investor? When are we going to, like, how come we're not making the right decisions? And then it's like, wait a minute. You've been making some good decisions because look at what's been happening. And that's what I do to myself in my head. I'm like, wait a minute, look at what you have achieved. You've made some, like, I've raised a champion. My son is an incredible young man. That's my greatest success in life. Being a good mom, breaking cycles. Yeah. That's nothing will compete with that. Yeah. Like, that's massive. That's massive. There's nothing can beat that. No. Right. But like, yeah, it's like when you look at the whole thing, a lot of times I become speechless about it because I will get frustrated. Oh, I mean, the reason why I asked you how many times have you wanted, because like multiple times per day I've wanted to quit. Yeah, lots of, yeah. What hour is it? Yeah, like what time is it? Like what day is it? Like maybe at 8 a.m. today, I was like, man, fuck this. Yeah. But it's one of those things where that's an emotional, trigger response that you're reacting to something different that's not even related to this that may have happened in the past, right? It's not the root. No. This isn't the root.
No.
This is the passion. This is the fun part. But, the reason I wanted to bring that up and ask you, because one, I respect you. And then two, I really want the audience to really hear from somebody else how normal it is to want to quit.
Yeah. It's often sometimes.
Yeah.
And different things,
Mm-hmm. But it doesn't mean you quit.
I won't quit.
No.
Like Augie Mandino said, I will persist until I succeed.
Mm-hmm.
And I chant that. When I want to quit, I'm like, I will persist until, and I sometimes say it really loud, really quiet. And I just remember, like, what am I doing this for? Because it's not just for me. It's the legacy I want to leave, not just even for my son, my husband, my family, but for the world. I have a big vision of the amount of people I want to help. And
That's
I have
beautiful.
to stay in it to reach them. If I quit, it could be tomorrow. I could quit today. And then tomorrow I could have had my dream offer, the impact in the world that I've been desiring for years.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So I can't quit. I'm not a quitter.
It's funny. No, you're not. And I'm not. And nobody in this room is.
No.
But it's one of those things that, when I think about it, it's like one more thing before we shut it down, because I think this is important. When you said something like it wasn't working or it is working or something like that, it made me think of something. I remember talking to an individual probably 3-4 years ago. And I was giving that person the vision. It was a male.
Mm-hmm.
I was giving him the vision of what I wanted to do. And he goes, it's not going to work. It's not going to work. It's not working right now. It's not working right now. I go, until it does.
Yeah. And
he goes, what do you mean? I just said, until. And he's like, I don't understand. I said, well, the first time I said, until it does. And now every time you say something to me that makes no flipping sense,
mm-hmm.
I'm going to say, until. It worked.
I love that.
You have to stay on your shit. You
Mm-hmm.
cannot build something beautiful in your life listening to other people
Mm-mm.
that haven't built the exact same thing and for the exact same purposes that you want to build it.
Yeah.
It has to be you. It has to be authentically you, 100%.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And if you believe in it, it will end up working out. But
Absolutely.
You have to go.
And better, like I said, better than we imagine,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
I'm still waiting for that. No,
I'm coming over with your personal chef sometime.
Yeah, no, seriously.
Call me.
I don't have them yet. But no, I mean, to the point is like, yeah, I mean, if and it's all in stages, right? So if I look at it now, I'm like, no, this isn't it.
Yeah.
But 3 years ago, all I wanted was a studio. That to me would have been everything.
Exactly.
Right. So it's like, different levels and different versions of yourself, and like really take the time to appreciate where you're at.
Sit in it.
Enjoy
it.
Wear it. All of it.
That's
right. So, well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
This
has been
good
amazing.
to see you.
This has been amazing.
So good to see you. Now you're going to go get some food.
Yeah. Check out Naples.
Check out Naples. Or again, I told you, go to True Food Kitchen.
Yeah.
It's very good food.
Are you got all these? He's my driver today. He's driving Miss
Super
Daisy.
simple, big guy. Just go right out on Pine Ridge. You're going to run right into True Food Kitchen. You'll cross over 41.
Okay.
And then that's where it is. And then Waterside shops are beautiful. You'll have a blast. Cool. You'll go home a few $1,000s lighter, but it's okay.
I'm working. It's my non-scale victories. Okay.
Yeah.
Buying new clothes.
Go buy a scratch off at a shitty gas station. Make the money back. You're fine.
Exactly. Don't blame us if you lose money doing that.
Yeah, seriously. But no, thanks, again. Shawn. It's been so rewarding to have you back on the show in person after so many years. And, just like I said earlier, we look back at it. You were episode number 15.
Wow. That's insane.
That's crazy, man. It's crazy. So, all right, guys, thank you so much for listening. Share the show with somebody you know, love, and trust. Look up Christy Primmer on Instagram. You'll be able to find her website, find her show from there, but go support her because she's a great woman. And if you are a woman or a man that wants to level up and it's prime time to shine in your life, she's the person to talk to. So until next time, guys, stay determined.